The Binational Fulbright Commission in Egypt is celebrating its 60th anniversary in 2009, marking the successful and rich exchange of ideas, culture, and education. Named after Senator J. William Fulbright, the Commission has pursued mutual understanding through mutual educational exchange since 1949. The Community College Initiative CCI was begun in May 2007. For the first time in its long history, the Commission opened its doors to young Egyptian men and women who wish to develop vocational skills that would improve their employment opportunities in Egypt. Through its 3-year duration, CCI is offering 1,000 underprivileged young Egyptians the opportunity to earn certificates or associate degrees while experiencing firsthand the richness of American culture. To target CCI's potential stakeholders, thousands of announcement memos were sent to Egyptian ministries, 3- and 5-year technical secondary schools, 2-year higher institutes, governors of different Egyptian governorates public relations offices, governmental hospitals, factories, business associations, privately owned businesses, franchises, medical laboratories, universities, and NGOs. Opportunities were announced in 7 eligible fields: agriculture, applied engineering, business administration and management, health professions, information technology, media, and tourism and hospitality management. Information sessions were conducted daily in the Commission's villa and routinely in 22 of Egypt's governorates. Advertisements were placed in Al-Ahram newspaper. An email process was created to respond to daily inquiries and requests for application forms. An exclusive website launched to facilitate access to the program and related information. Thousands of telephone inquiries were received by CCI staff members explaining the eligibility criteria for the program and application process. The need for the program quickly became apparent. Numbers of application forms received ranged from 2,376 in its first iteration to 3,845 in its second iteration. An average of 60% of application forms submitted were eligible for review, and 40% underwent the selection interview panels. Interview panels included prestigious specialists in the fields offered under the initiative, including PhD holders and professors, and various cultural exchange specialists. An average of 50% of finally selected candidates were bachelor's degree holders, and the remaining 50% were graduates of secondary level technical education. Representation from governorates across the country was impressive. Approximately half of the finally selected candidates were from the Delta and Northern Egyptian region. More than a quarter were from Upper Egypt, and the remaining candidates were from the capital, Cairo. Representation of women ranged between 15% and 10% of the total number of candidates nominated in the program's first and second iterations, respectively. In its first iteration, 206 candidates were nominated. In the second, nearly 400. In its third and final iteration, CCI will provide similar opportunities to approximately 150 men and women for the academic year 2010-2011. Implementing such an initiative requires harmonious partnerships among organizations located in both Egypt and the US. Funding, supervision, and consultation on placement is provided by the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs of the U.S. Department of State. Medical examinations and visa processing is administered by the Institute of International Education, IIE, in Egypt. Intensive English language training is offered by Ahmed East. CCI's website is hosted by the American Chamber of Commerce in Egypt, and placement in the U.S. is made by these esteemed consortia of community colleges for International Development, California Community Colleges System, and Northwest Colleges. An advisory council of prestigious members meets periodically to provide guidance and advice on the initiative's implementation and processing. The council is comprised of leading Egyptian and U.S. educational and private sector figures, including affiliations to the American University in Cairo, Future University, Cairo University, the Egyptian Refining Company, and the Ministry of Higher Education. Preparation of the candidates for their exciting educational endeavors is multifaceted, beginning with post-nomination orientations, which walk the candidates through the 8-month preparation process they will undergo, including English language training, medical examinations, visa processing, provision of placements, pre-departure orientations, and U.S. arrival orientations. In the English language training provided by Ahmed East, candidates brush up their English skills and are introduced to the use of computers and the internet, U.S. cultural aspects, and visa interview role-playing. They are introduced to different teaching techniques and become exposed to different accents. The Institute of International Education trains candidates on completing visa application forms and medical examinations. It is worth mentioning that all these processes are parallel with their placement processes, in which our U.S. partners determine the best academic programs and best host colleges. As departure approaches, a pre-departure orientation exposes grantees to program regulations, different U.S. cultural aspects, U.S. campus life, logistics and automation, airline and air travel procedures, and conflict resolution techniques. In U.S. arrival orientations, CCI's U.S. partners welcome candidates to the U.S. by conducting a 3-day orientation where program regulations are stressed, project coordinators from each college meet with the respective candidates, and orientation on life in the U.S. is provided. Establishing links with project coordinators at this point helps grantees to better understand the journey on which they have embarked. First iteration, 21 colleges across different American regions welcomed Egyptian candidates with open arms, where 118 are studying to obtain certificates, some of which have already graduated, while the rest are studying for 2 years to obtain associate degrees. Participating colleges are located in New England and Middle Atlantic in the Northeastern region, East North Central and West North Central of the Midwestern region, South Atlantic, East South Central and West South Central of the Southern region, and Pacific of the Western region. In the second iteration, a total of 52 colleges across different U.S. states will host approximately 400 Egyptian men and women, 10 of which are exceptional deaf and hard of hearing candidates. First iteration students are not only on the way to completing their studies. Some have excelled academically, graduating on top of their classes, and have successfully established a link of mutual exchange with their colleagues by conducting seminars and presentations about Egypt and information booths in their respective colleges, and by immersing themselves with their mentor families, participating in freedom, democracy, and responsibility classes, winning art competitions, and even attending Obama's presidential campaigns and speeches.
Thank you, Fulbright!